Hello and good evening there, America. My name is Taylor for the TaylorThePigYT Racing Network, and we welcome you to Indianapolis Road Course, where today the Indycars will be racing on this Indianapolis Road Course, or the Indianapolis Road Course 250, or the IRC 250 for that matter. So, last Friday, it was a photo finish between Anthony Finch and Nicholas McCoy, I believe. Today, there's probably going to be a lot more competition than that. I'm going to go around this road course 25 times. Yeah, sorry if I sound out of breath. I am kind of out of breath already. But let's go to our starting lineup. Starting on the pole for this race will be the number 25 of Dander Vanderplug. Starting next to him would be our Daytona winner of Griffin Lynn. Scotty Carter in the number 1 will start next to Nicholas McCoy in the number 19 on the second row. Connor Patrick will start next to Danica Patrick. Kevin Barnett will start next to Sam and Graham. Victor Mune starting next to Invasive Alien. Jimmy Neutron starting next to Christian Gorman Jr. Dixon Charles will start next to Eli Gordon. Johnny Newton, I mix those two up a lot, starting next to George Bowers. Cletus Nolan will start next to Anthony Finch, last week's winner. Bob Ross will start next to Cameron Bush. Marcus Bolton starting next to Connor Metz. Sebastian Jamins starting next to Ryan Dawkins. Gabeth will start next to Ben Crouch. Andy Webb will start next to Eric Monaco. And starting dead last will be the number 7 of very soon will be. I can't believe I'm fucking my words up. Yeah, I'm kind of out of breath because of today, so sorry if I sound that way. Usually I sound tired at this time of my commentary, and I kind of am tired, so bear with my commentary today. Base car rolls off. Lots of drivers today trying to make a name for themselves on the road course. Okay, now we can take back TV1 here. So we do have a new points format that is starting to become into effect. The first 2 races are the first 2 drivers who punch their ticket into the chase. That would be Griffin Lynn and Anthony Finch. Now, if we were to see another crazy finish like that this week, that would possibly be insane. I'm not so sure where we go next week. I know I said in the Freeway Super Speedway race, but I forgot already. I'm not the greatest when it comes to remembering stuff. Ooh, little contact I see in between Connor and Scotty. I don't think this race will be won by 30 seconds. I don't even think it'll be won by a weird pit stop cycle at the end. "29 of our best road course drivers are going to battle it out." I'm excited to see what this race has in store. I may not sound excited, but by golly, I am. Kinda does not help that my game crashed before this, and that took a lot of the breath out of the way because that's not something I wanted to happen. I don't know why, I've just had a lot of troubles with the road course of Indianapolis. Whenever I start it up, it just sometimes crashes, sometimes doesn't work. I have to hold my breath a lot. But that pace car is about to hit the final few turns, and we're going to give Griffin Lynn and Derek Vanderplug the American Ethanol green flag, because Derek's the pole sitter, but you know, Griffin Lynn is also on the outside pole sitter, or inside, whichever the two. Base car rolls in down pit road. We're taking a I'm fucking up my words. Derek Vanderplug. We go down this long straightaway and we're about to get the green flag, ladies and gentlemen. The IRC 250, ladies and gentlemen, is about to get underway. And green flags in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Derek go. Holy crap. Do you see that move down the few rows up ahead or whatever? Derek pulls away pretty quickly. Griffin Lynn just did not have a good start there. Bill doesn't have a good start, but Scotty Carter is in third. Connor Patrick has taken fourth, and they're bunching everywhere right now. 3 wide action here. Oh, whoa, getting a little loose there in the middle of the group. Was Evasive Alien. Why am I getting away from this 3 wide pack? This is, oh, Edward Barnett into the grass, and they will stop being 3 wide on that area. And they are pretty much up here. Derek is pulling away, and Scotty Carter is trying to take first. Not first, second, excuse me. And Derek is looking to be pulling away. Damn, he's got some speed. Derek must have a good car for this weekend. He was pretty fast in practice. But he wasn't the fastest, that's for sure. He was like probably the 3rd fastest, I'm not sure. I did a little bit of practice times. I just can't pull it up because that'd spoil a little bit into this race. The top 3 are starting to separate. Danica Patrick is in 4th, and Evasive Alien will move into the top 5 for the first time this season. Griffin Lynn, our Daytona winners, in 6th, but he's going to lose that to Sam and Graham. I think our biggest loser would have to go to Nicholas McCoy, who's dropping back after starting 4th. Something's going on with that car. He did well in qualifying, but he's just not having enough speed at all. The top 3 are still pretty spread out. And Evasive Alien gonna drop out of 5th position here to Sam and Graham, maybe. That's looking to be the case. Sam and Graham moves up to 5th position. And Griffin is trying to hold off the 7th position. Victor Mutes is literally... Holy Jesus! Griffin Lynn is in the grass, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Mutes just dumped the hell out of Griffin Lynn. And he saved it too. That was a great save by Griffin. I was gonna say, they were bum drafting the hell out of each other, and by golly, were they ever. Wow. Jimmy Neutron's about to enter the top 10 for the first time. Last week he had a horrible race after starting on the pole. And so far it's looking like Derek Vanderplug's gonna... Well, so far he's in 1st. Right now I'm just focusing on this battle. But what a save Griffin had. Wow. Him and Victor were literally bump drafting each other, and wow, did it end in near catastrophe. Griffin Lynn's dropping a lot of ground after that. He's fallen a position to Christian Gorman Jr. Jimmy Neutron trying to hold his position. He's going to take it. Dixon Charles is going to probably lose a spot. And the pace car's lights are on, so we do have a caution somewhere. And it just came out too, so it wasn't too long. Yeah, okay. Where did that happen at? Happened somewhere. Oh, okay. See smoke. I think Kevin Barnett spun out. Yeah, Kevin Barnett spun out, I believe. Yeah. Basically the same thing with Griffin Lynn and was it Nicholas McCoy? No, excuse me, Victor Munes. Kevin Barnett and Marcus Bolton were bump drafting each other, and That kind of took out Kevin Barnett, and he goes a little sliding. He doesn't hit any walls, it does not look like. He just spins to the apron and heads up the track very slowly. Well, so caution has come out for the first time at all in this racetrack. Eric Vanderplug is pulling away, and it looks like we're going to continue this lap here, because I think Derek passed the line as soon as the pace car's lights were on. So we're going to finish up this lap. Hopefully no other wrecks happen. Eli Gordon and Sebastian Jamens got into each other. That caused a little slowdown. Oh, same thing over here. Kevin Barnett and George Bowers. Well, Kevin Barnett does not lose too many positions, but he's near last. Ryan Dawkins is in last, and we're just waiting for Derek to pass the line. And Derek does have a lot of speed. He's just over a second faster than Scotty Carter. And we're only 3 laps completed of this race, ladies and gentlemen, so we still got a long way to go. Connor Patrick is third, so he's starting to find his groove in that 88 car. Sam Graham in 4th, Vase Balian in 5th, Danica Patrick in 6th, Victor Mutes in 7th, Jimmy Neutron is in 8th, Dixon Charles is in 9th, and running on your top 10 is Christian Gorman Jr. Those positions are probably going to shapeshift a lot. Pace car is now starting to roll off pit road, which means we are about to actually get our first caution of today. So we'll take it to the pace car for this. And I wouldn't expect pit stops unless somebody wants to make it one last dash for any sort of refreshments. Gas and tires. I should never know. So Derek is near the pace car, excuse me. And we're under caution for the first time today. For Kevin Barnett getting spun out by Marcus Bolton. So while this is going on, don't want to really take a commercial break because that's a little too early for this. I guess I could speed this up a little bit. And you can just see that these guys are pretty far back. Now they're starting to catch up. But we're going to take a look at our 2 winners of our races. If pit stops don't happen, I wouldn't assume they're going to happen, but you never know in this game. Our first winner, who was our daytime winner, is Griffin Lynn. Currently running in the 11th position under the caution. Griffin Lynn, after a pretty good Daytona finish, is now looking to... bump. Wow, that kind of hurt. Marcus Bolton just bashed right into him. And Nicholas McCoy is going to end up pit road. But yeah, let's go back to Griffin Lynn here. Well, Griffin Lynn didn't have so much of a good race at Freeway Super Speedway, but he did do us... well, he didn't do us, but he did do good at Daytona with a victory, so we punched his ticket into the chase. Now we're going to go up to Anthony Finch in the number 12 car, who is not looking too hot in this race, as he is 24th. Not the greatest position you could be in after winning Freeway Super Speedway, but at least he could take it easy for the next few races. Then he has to start being more aggressive as these races start to head off. And the pace car's lights are off, so I guess I could take this into live view now. That actually didn't take long at all. There was only 1 lap of pace, or caution. No, I guess that's good. So let's take a look at our fastest lap, who is that number 25 car of Derek Vanderplug. Scotty Carter would be in 2nd on that case. Connor Patrick would be in 4th on that one. Number 2 of Sam Graham would be in that one. So the top 4 is pretty much the same way in the fastest lap, except third and fourth places kind of flip-flopped. The slowest car being the number 76. I believe that's Nicholas McCoy. 76. No, Kevin Barnett, sorry. With about a 2-minute lap time for his best lap. Derek is going to take us to the restart flag here. They're going to start bunching up here, so hopefully they can get going here. Yeah, they bunch up pretty quickly here. Hopefully they don't bunch up too much and cause a big wreck. So yeah, Derek's going to take us to the restart flag here. Entering lap 6, we would have 20 laps to go in this race, ladies and gentlemen. So it's far from over. But Eric Vanderplug is going to take us to the restart, and we have 20 laps to go in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens in 20 laps. Derek did not have such a good restart. Wow, he did not have a great restart at all. Everybody's bunching up behind because look at them two go. Now Derek starts to have some speed entering the first corner here. But Scotty Carter is soon to follow. There's crazy battles for Jimmy Neutron trying to battle his way to the top 10 position. After a terrible last week finish, he's trying to enter in the top 10, and so far he's doing just that. There's drivers here. Ooh, gotta be careful when you're bump drafting here, because we've seen 2 instances. Well, that's not. Oh, Kevin Barnett yet again in the sand. Oh, Anthony Finch, last week's winner, is also in the sand. Oh my. We got another caution, ladies and gentlemen. And it technically all started with Eric Monaco entering the grass. So let's take a look at it from Anthony Finch as he tries to dodge out of the way. He gets 4 wide. He goes low, and Kevin Barnett's just there. And these two just get spun out and can't turn. There he goes. They're in the sand, and yep. So we're under our second caution. No, we're not. Are we? I see the pace lights on. When I went back, there they are. Okay. I was gonna say I seen them on when I went back to check and see if there was caution. So we're under our second caution, and we're not even a lap done into the actual first thing. So yeah. But Derek Vanderplug's in first, and he's being challenged by Scotty Carter. These guys are so aggressive. So Anthony Finch, last week's winner, is not looking too hot as he's out of the race. Anthony Finch, who was last week's winner, is taken out of the race. Jimmy Neutron trying to make a move into the top 5 position, I believe. I'm going to assume that's correct. First, second, third, fourth. Yep. Jimmy Neutron's in his top 5 position. Connor Patrick's going to drop out of that position. And Derek's going to take us to, once again, the yellow flag. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, as the field starts to get bunched up. We'll be back when the pace car lights are out. And we're about to head back under green again. This is the IRC 250 here. You're watching the PRN, the Big Racing Network. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey, you want something big? How about New York big? Like the big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. This is what pizza's supposed to be. 16 inches across, 8 huge foldable slices, just $9.99 with 1 topping. So you want bigger than New York big? How about Galaxy big? Blast into Pizza Hut and grab one of these 4 gigantic Star Wars Episode 1 collectible cups that you can't get anywhere else in the universe. Drink out of them and play with them too. But hurry, because at $2.99, they're blowing out of here faster than a pod racer. Star Wars and Pizza Hut, now that's big.
Today's presentation of NASCAR Verizon Indycar Series action from Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course is presented by Apple. the iPhone company, not the fruit. The second caution, has come out after Anthony Finch and Kevin Barnett got into each other and spun out. This is our second caution of the day, both involving Kevin Barnett. First place would be Derek Van der Plug. Second place would be Scotty Carter. Invasive Alien moves up to third position, one of his best positions all year. Victor Munes in fourth, Jimmy Neutron in fifth, Connor Patrick in sixth, Sam Graham in eighth, Danica Patrick in eighth. Okay, so Sam Graham's in seventh, sorry. Richie Gorman Jr. is in ninth, Dixon Charles is in 10th, Johnny Newton is in 11th, Marcus Bolton's in 12th, Ben Crouch is in 13th, Eli Gordon in 14th, Gabeth in 15th. That'll be your top 15 for this restart. So we've seen Derek Van der Plug not have a good restart last restart. And it was close to being Scotty Carter to take first. But a caution came out and that didn't really so much happen. Let's see if we can go without another caution in this one, ladies and gentlemen here. I really don't want another caution, but it's probably going to happen. The IRC 250 is about to go green yet again. If these cautions keep continuing, this race is definitely going to have pit stops in the middle of the race. But we'll worry about that later. Derek Van der Plug, ladies and gentlemen, is going to give us the restart flag. 8 laps have been completed. We still have a little more than 15 to go. Field spreads out a lot. They spread and they spread and they spread, and Derek still has a pretty good restart. But Scotty tried to make a move, but it just wasn't enough. That was quicker than what he was last time around. Jimmy Neutron moves up to third, so that's one of his best positions all year. And there was nearly another wreck. God almighty. I held my breath longer that time than I did when I was... Yeah. Jimmy Neutron moves up to third, ladies and gentlemen. He's blasting his way up this field. Invasive Alien's losing a lot of ground here. Victor Mudes is trying to make a move on the fourth position. They're side by side a lot. Just gotta be careful not to make a mistake and enter these corners too fast. Down this long straightaway, being side by side is okay as long as you're pretty spread out. You'll be fine. And Jimmy Neutron may take second. I was gonna say he may lose third, but he's actually gonna try and take second and try to take over Derek Van der Plug. They're side by side for second. Scotty Carter has not lost the second position in a long time. And it may be the case here, but in any case, there's a battle for the top 10 position, I believe. No, I think Danica Patrick just lost a lot of positions. I'm not sure. But Jimmy Neutron has moved up to second. Now his next target's the leader of Derek Van der Plug, who has dominated this entire race so far, but has not been so much like Hoferber on this race. It's been more like the Twisted Tea Truck Series race. Will there be a move for... Oh! God damn, that was a hard, vicious hit. Victor Mudes did not slow down at all and rammed into the rear of Invasive Alien. Wow. No caution, I will assume. That was heavy damage. I'm surprised I didn't blow either of those two's engines. And Anthony Finch is going to roll back onto the track. But god damn, that was a hard hit. I was going to assume that maybe one of those two was going to have a lot of damage, but I guess not. If pit stops were to happen, those two are definitely going to get the things repaired, because god damn, that looked like it was going to take one or the other out. I mean, they're probably a little bit slower now, but geez, that was a hard hit. There's still a good battle for second here, but Jimmy Neutron has his best position so far. And Derek's in front. He's looking like he's going to punch his ticket into the playoffs if this were to keep up. Jimmy Neutron, who did not finish so well in the Daytona race, qualified for the pole on freeway, but also didn't finish so well. Hasn't had a good finishing sequence this season, but he's looking to change that in today's race. I'm surprised that Base Valiant and Victor Mutes are still going at it. Victor Mutes just could not get the car to slow down whatsoever. Victor Mutes is going to try and not make what the last lap was. And he's going to try and overtake the position pretty safely. They're side by side in this corner, and it looks like Base Valiant's going to... I'm not going to say he's going to give him that just yet. Not yet. Not going to say it just yet. Sam and Graham trying to also take that position away. They're single file for the most part. Andy Webb had a little bit of a bump drafting thing going on with Griffin Lynn. We've seen about 3 instances where that's not worked out. Oh, it's happening again here. Griffin Lynn's on the verge of a bump draft moment with Andy Webb. The winner's curse has been eating up a lot of drivers today. Anthony Finch out of the race temporarily, and Griffin Lynn getting almost spun out in this race, and it looks like he's being on the verge of being spun out yet again, but this time by Andy Webb. Now Andy Webb moves down and tries to take the position. Barry Slew will be able to start at last start and move up a position 2. Griffin Lynn just not having a great race after starting on the front. A little bit of dust there, seeing that. I don't think it was from a wreck, I would assume. Eric Vanderplug is pulling away. And pit stops. I assume they were going to happen just because of the long as fuck caution laps, but Jimmy Neutron's got to stay on. And so is Scotty Carter. I think most drivers are staying out. Most drivers are staying out. I believe Derek is just going down to top off of some stuff. I think he's the only one that's going to go down in this race. Huh. A little weird. But yeah, something's wrong. He's either got a mechanical issue or something's gone, because he was the only car that went on there. Well, Jimmy Neutron is out in front now. Scotty Carter's in second. He'll probably catch up pretty quickly because they can run the exact same lap times if they can try. Anthony Finch now, none of this, or not going to be 29th for long. So Derek Vanderplug was your leader and basically dominating, but the front row curse of this race is just not working. Because Griffin Lynn, who started on the front row all the way near the tail end of the racing line, or whatever you want to call it. Now Derek Vanderplug had a mechanical problem and is now out of contention of this race, unless another caution comes out. He's back on pit road, but like I said, unless a caution comes out, he'll be on the tail end for a long time. Jimmy Neutron, who's had a fair share of terrible races, now starting to pull away here. We enter lap 13. Got about 13 laps to go. And we see Scotty Carter up in the second position here, and there's a battle for fourth between Victor Muse and Ben Crouch. They bump draft and they bump draft. They just got to be careful here not to wreck each other. They're going to probably catch up to Race of Alien too and make it a battle for the third position. I would assume at least. But you never know with the AR in this game. Victor Muse is trying to get a good finish for the third week in a row. Ben Crouch having an up and down season to this season. Nearly bump drafting Victor. But he has to be careful not to bump draft him too hard. Because like I said, we've seen instances where that's not been good, including that's what caused our first caution. There's a 3-car battle for third, it looks like, but Evasive Alien is in third, and that's his best position he's had all season long. Ben Crouch takes to the bottom of the race, takes to the bottom of the top side, and he's going to try and take forward third, side by side, entering one of these turns here. Now they're going to try and catch up to Evasive Alien here. Ben Crouch enters the grass, and that will not be an advantage towards him. Victor Muth will take that position back. And I think Sam and Graham is also trying to have that battle with him as well. But Jimmy Neutron, ladies and gentlemen, staying on the front. He's not looking to be stopped anytime soon unless of a weird pit stop cycle. But it does not seem like Jimmy Neutron's going to be stopped anytime soon. I say anytime soon because anything can happen here. Yeah, Ben Crouch pulling up towards field again, but Victor Muse is making a move on Evasive Alien. Gotta remember that damage that these two had. I wonder if Evasive Alien is gonna go for revenge on Victor, or if he was just gonna leave that as, you know, Rubbins racing. Victor loses a lot of ground on Evasive Alien. Ben's gonna take the move on the bottom here. Victor tries to do the pass through the grass, but it just doesn't work. These two are having a good battle here, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe Chud's still pulling down front, and Scotty Carter's not having any faster laps than him. Ben Crouch doing what he did last lap. He's got a lot of speed entering this corner. Victor Muse can't go too far low because he doesn't want to spin out Ben Crouch. The car on the top here has the advantage one turn, and then the next turn not so much. They're going to be side by side, so Ben Crouch did that turn a little bit better than the last time around. And Victor Muse has more advantages now with these turns. This is a battle for fourth position, remember that. We're side by side entering the straightaways here. Ben Crouch has that position now. Now his next target's Evasive Alien. But Victor Muse is not going to let off on that. He has a lot of speed on the straightaway, that's for sure. Victor Muse has a lot of speed on the straightaways. The braking, I mean, not so much, because we've seen him smash right into Evasive Alien. I'm still surprised that car is running perfectly fine with the damage. Eric Vanderplug all the way in the back here. Anthony Finch as well. Ryan Dawkins. It's not a good week for the drivers who have won in this series, and especially Eric, who was just about to win but just had some sort of issue with his car and just had to come down pit road. And so far it's looking like Jimmy Neutron's doing the same thing, except he's not going down pit road for mechanical issues yet. I would assume he wouldn't, but you never know. Ben Crouch starting to make a move on Evasive Alien. Now remember, Evasive Alien has not had so much of a good season. Finished just outside the top 10 in both races, I would assume. I believe. And if he were to stay in that position, that'd be his best finish of the season in pretty much his entire career. And spread out through all three series. That he's in, at least. Ben Crouch is trying to take that third position away, and Ben Crouch has a lot of speed entering this straightaway here. And Ben Crouch is now going to make this into a full-on battle. Little tire smoke from Evasive Alien I've seen. Trying to brake. Jimmy Neutron's just not going to be caught up just yet. I'm just trying to find a battle to watch here as we're hitting the we hit the 10 to go mark. a great battle. Ben Crouch, I believe it would be his career best finish of third if he were to take this place away from Evasive Alien. They're going to be... Wow, look how close they were to bum drafting there. We're going to go... Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I was going to go on board with Ben Crouch here, but it looks like he's going to take the third position away, just close to. Maybe not. Let's go to Victor Munes and go on board with him. Take a look at this battle. See, and then we could go... Whoop, wrong way. Go right up to Ben Crouch here. On board with Ben Crouch here as he tries to take third from Invasive Alien. Try and go on the low side here. Here he comes down the straightaway. Here he's got a lot of speed on this one. Invasive Alien trying... I'm going the wrong way. Invasive Alien trying to hold them off. They're going to be side by side entering this front straightaway. Invasive Alien just doesn't have a lot of speed. Just won't work. And now Invasive Alien falls to fourth. Still is good. Still his best position so far. We go over to Victor Munes. Now he's trying to take fourth away from Invasive Alien. Sam and Graham back there as well. Gorman, Dixon, Connor, Newton, sorry. I was thinking of our leader for a second. Who's all the way up here. Invasive Alien trying to track down his third position again, but so far no avail. Jimmy Neutron is your leader, ladies and gentlemen. I would go NASCAR nonstop, but like I said, I think it was either Wednesday or Monday of this week. Movie Maker doesn't do that. I wish it did, but Windows Movie Maker just does not have that sort of option. And the field is, well, sorted out. There are side-by-side battles here and there. And then most cars are just pretty well spread out. There's Marcus Bolton all the way in the grass. And there's Jimmy Neutron, our leader. And here comes Scotty Carr. Trying to take the position away, just I wouldn't see it working because last lap Scotty Carter had a 146.5, Jimmy Neutron with a 145.0. About almost 2 seconds faster. Jimmy Neutron is your leader, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking to stay that way for a little while longer. Here we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to commercial break. Here we'll be back in a few quick ads. After a few quick ads, sorry, and we'll take it commercial free for the final 7 laps. So. My name is Taylor from the TaylorThePig Racing Network, and we'll be back after these quick messages. Today's presentation of NASCAR Verizon Indycar Series action from the Indianapolis Road Course is presented by the Indianapolis Colts. As we're from Indianapolis, why not have their football team sponsor our NASCAR race? 6 laps to go in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Neutron has led most of them after Derek Vanderplug had a mechanical issue. Scotty Carter is not going to be not gonna catch up to him, it does not look like, because he just has a slower and slower lap each time, and Ben Crouch is trying to take that second position away. That would be interesting considering Ben Crouch has a faster car than Scotty Carter. Jimmy Neutron still has a faster car, but it would potentially be a good battle for the first position here at the end of the race, maybe. My base Valiant is still holding down 4th place. Victor Mutes in 5th. Sam and Graham in 6th. Christian Gorman Jr. in 7th. Dixon Charles in 8th. Connor Patrick in 9th. And Johnny Newton in 10th. Annika Patrick holds down the 11th spot, but she's being challenged by Sebastian Jimenez and Gabeth in the 12th and 13th position. Eli Gordon and Cameron Bush battling it out for the 14th position. Nicholas McCoy still has a little bit of ground near against Eric Monaco for the 16th position. Andy Webb is in 18th. Barry Silverbeal moved up in 19th, so he gained a few positions from where he started. Griffin Lynn not having so much of a good day in 20th. Bob Ross not also having a good day in 21st. Connor Metz in 22nd. Cletus Nolan 23rd. Kevin Barnett, the wrecker who gave us 2 cautions at the 24th, so better than last. George Bowers in 25th. Ryan Dawkins in 26th. Derek Vanderplug and Anthony Finch battling it out for last position. And then there's Marcus Bolton in 28th, I would assume, because Anthony Finch is in 29th. They ain't battling for the last position, they're just battling for no reason. And Jimmy Neutron is catching up pretty quickly to Marcus Bolton. And Scotty Carter goes into the grass and wowzers, nearly contacts Ben Crouch, excuse me. Scotty Carter went deep into the grass. Jimmy Neutron is going to give us the 5 to go mark in this race, ladies and gentlemen. No one seems to be slowing him down. Ben Crouch is now going to start tracking down that number 35 car. Sorry, I couldn't think of the number for a second. Marcus Bolton is going to go a lap down. Ben Crouch is charging his way to the front. Probably not. I don't think it would really change much. Before you know it, Jimmy Neutron, there's 5 potential winners in this race. It's always the top five always has potential for the victory. And they are Jimmy Neutron, Ben Crouch, Scotty Carter, Mace Valiant, and Victor Munes all have a chance at punching their ticket into the chase, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds absurd when they're about 5 seconds apart. Are they 5 seconds apart? 13 seconds apart. Wow, I guess I wasn't that anywhere close to that, but they're 13 seconds apart. But anything could happen in the last 5 laps, 4 laps, 6 laps, whatever. I can't math at 11 at night. Derek not having such a good day after having a mechanical issue on his car. Anthony Finch not having a good day after the wreck that caused him to lose a lot of spots and a lot of laps. Here comes Jimmy Neutron trying to enter in lap 22. And Ben Crouch is also trying to follow his way to the front too. Scotty Carter just dropping positions. Or dropping ground. Not positions, but just dropping ground. 145.0 for Ben Crouch. Jimmy Neutron with a 145.4. So Ben Crouch is really fast alone. But I think it may be a little too late. No one else seems to be faster than that Jimmy Neutron car. Now Jimmy Neutron's going to try and overtake Derek Vanderplug yet again, but this time for going a lap down. Derek Vanderplug is not a lap down, but he could be going a lap down here any second now. Jimmy Neutron has been thinking and thinking these past 2 weeks. What do I have to do to stay up towards the front? He's qualified in a okay position at Daytona. Finished badly at Daytona. Qualified pole for Freeway Superspeedway, but finished terribly at Freeway Superspeedway. And he qualified, I think, in the top 10 in this race. And he's in the lead right now, overtaking Derek Vanderplug. I was going to try to overtake last week's winner of Anthony Finch. Not a good week for Anthony Finch nor Derek Vanderplug, or Griffin Lynn for that matter, on the way in the back there. Ben Crouch trying to charge his way towards the front, but Jimmy Neutron is far ahead. The 3 to go mark. Victor Mune's now side by side with Invasive Alien for the 4th position. Invasive Alien is now going to still be in the top 5, but he's just going to drop another position. Well, he ain't letting it up, but now he is. Oh, Victor Munes gets in the sand, and that gives Invasive Alien a somewhat advantage. And he's going to keep 4th for now. Okay, yeah, he is. I thought Victor Munes was not going to be happy about it, but he's letting him go. I'm going to move my mouse out of the way. It's a great battle for 4th position here between Victor Munes and Invasive Alien. Invasive Alien trying to make it his first top 5 in his career. And what a way it would be. He started in I think he started just inside the top 10, and he's going to finish in the top 5, if not the top 10. We hit the 2 to go mark because I believe Jimmy Neutron is all the way out in, well, now he hits the 2 to go mark. Needs to battling it out, but not for position at all. Ben Crouch now enters the straightaway, but it's probably a little too late. Probably. Jimmy Neutron is just far ahead, and there ain't nobody that can stop him. And go back up to this battle right here between Victor Munes and Invasive Alien for 4th position. These two are known for being aggressive, especially what happened earlier in the race. So we can expect to see some action here. But Invasive Alien has started to pull away from Victor, and he's going to potentially keep that 4th place. Jimmy Neutron is just far out, ladies and gentlemen. He's not a dominant. He didn't dominate this race. There goes to Derek. And what a race for that 35 team. And Ben Crouch trying to make his best finish in 2nd. I mean, not the position you want to be in, but I mean, you got a lot more time to punch your ticket into the playoffs with this new chase format. And I've explained it well enough that if you guys don't know what it is, then you might as well go check out some of my other videos that I've posted on this. But Jimmy Neutron, ladies and gentlemen, is going to give us the white flag, sponsored by Credit One National Bank, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Neutron took the lead from Derek Vanderplug after Derek Vanderplug had a mechanical issue and has not looked back at all. Team has had no complaints this entire race. Started well and finished, and he's going to finish really well. Ben Crouch trying to catch back up, but it's just not enough. That 35 team is far ahead, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing that Ben Crouch can do to stop this 35 team of Jimmy Neutron. There's not really much of any other battles that are in the top 10, really. I don't think there's any battles at all. They're all pretty spread out. There's a huge line of cars there, but that's not for any position. Or it is, but just not any important positions. And Jimmy Neutron is eating his way towards this field, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Neutron only has a few more turns left. He's got one turn completed. Now he's just got to complete this last turn into the straightaway. Jimmy Neutron, ladies and gentlemen, had a downhill start to this season. Is now going to punch his ticket into the 2017 Verizon IndyCar Series playoffs. Jimmy Neutron wins at Indianapolis Road Course. Impressive from this 35 team. Started on the pole last week, did not finish so well last week. He starts in the middle of the group and middle of the top 10, and he finishes in first. And what a race. What a race. Over to the official standings, we see Ben Crouch in second, Scotty Carter in third, Base Villian in fourth position, Victor Munes in fifth, Sammy Graham in sixth, Christian Gorman Jr. in seventh, Dixon Charles in eighth, Connor Patrick in ninth, and Johnny Newton in 10th. Great finishes for a lot of these drivers, including a Base Villian in the top 5 for the first time in his young career. 3 drivers didn't have so much of a good race here, including Vanderplug, who was our leader earlier in the race, Bolton, and last week's winner, Anthony Finch, who just had a terrible, terrible race today after getting spun out by Kevin Barnett earlier in the race. So, yeah, that's basically about it. Congratulations to Jimmy Neutron for winning the IRC 250 here from Indianapolis Road Course. If you guys did enjoy this video and like to see this series continue, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you are new to the Pig Racing Network. And yeah, Jimmy Neutron wins this race, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like it won't be the last time you see this 35 team in victory lane. From all of our sponsors here on the PRN Pig Racing Network, we thank y'all so much for watching the IRC 250. We'll see you next week at I don't know what track we're going to next, but we'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.